I just finished my dissertation on the Asia.
So what's the verdict?
You'll have to read it. It'll be out next month on Amazon, folks. Thank you so much for tuning in to Volume 4 of The Wrong Side of History, where we explore the many complex things about history, about, things and that happen. My name's Mack, and I'm a PhD professor, historian. I wrote the book War and Peace, and I also I was friends with Herodotus, and I'm here, of course, with the scholar, academic.
Scholar, All-American, Mahler the scholar.
I have a PhD, and you have ADD, right?
Yeah, so I'm sort of a
Academic.
Goodwill Hunting, sort of a bad apple Bobby.
It's like, what is it? Academic, diploma?
Diplomat, I guess you could say.
Diplomat diploma?
Mhm.
Okay. Academic diplomat diploma.
I can't stop doing Trump voice.
Excited Trump is an interesting character, I would say.
Absolutely.
So today you want to talk about time, is that right?
Only in Trump voice.
Oh, no.
This is addicting. I gotta stop. But yes, time. History of time and clocks.
Let me kick off time for you, just because I do have a historical fact, just so we can kind of get started, because time and clocks are very important. They are very closely associated. The inventor of the original clock was Gaston Clock from Austria.
That's right.
And if you want to kind of
Piggyback off of that.
yeah.
Time and clocks is very interesting and important. And so, taking around 2-3 hours today to get ready is sort of kind of ignoring the time is money philosophy.
Right.
But clocks and money and time, and it's all related. You see the stock exchange is closing, it stops at a certain time.
They have,
it's
and
all connected.
Also, on weekends, the stock market's closed. What's up with that? Time is still money on weekends, so.
Yeah, and then a Monday hits, and yikes.
Monday, it's like, wait, what happened? What were people doing all weekend and after hours trading? What the heck?
No wonder you get the Sunday scaries.
Oh, yeah.
On Sundays.
Those are real, I'll tell you that much.
Absolutely.
Especially if my wife is nagging me while I'm trying to watch the game.
Oh, my gosh. My ex-wife's in-laws. Oh, my gosh.
I would say my ex-wife is even better than my current wife. Oops, should have said that. Hope she's not listening.
When I say my old lady, I mean my ex-wife and my my mom.
Your ex-grandma?
Mm-hmm.
I have an ex-grandma. She died.
So rest in power.
Yeah, so sometimes time runs out for folks, and that's when they pass away. So we all have a clock. It's ticking. We don't know when the end of it is, but think of every minute and every hour, every single minute of your day, and think about what you're doing to make each minute as efficient as possible. I do it. Don't waste it. Study history, write books like me. I have a lot of books out there. You can look me up under Tom Holland or Herodotus.
You have a lot of pen names.
Yeah, those are my pen names. It's kind of like Ben Franklin had Silence Dogood and another one where he would do political satire back when that wasn't okay.
And yeah,
that's funny. Ben Franklin was like one of the first American political comedians.
Yeah, he was a political pundit in a way. He was sort of a weekend update type. He was always dropping a little pithy.
Oh yeah, he would write
bars.
He would write it as some bitch named Silence Dogood. That's not a name, obviously. No one would name that's just Dogood is not a last name.
No, and I don't think anyone in our current government is doing good. So hopefully we get some flip.
We need Ben Franklin back. We need a big fat president. Maybe
if we could.
Who's the reincarnate of him? Probably Dale McPeak from Chicago.
Dale McPeak is definitely a good candidate for that.
But unfortunately, like, he's not as smart or like so. Benjamin Franklin was very like diplomatic. He would go around to travel around, to different like places like France.
Yes.
and make friends with people. People loved him. He was very he made inventions, stuff like that. So I think the only thing him and Dale have in common is long hair and being fat, unfortunately.
Yeah, so he moved a lot more, that's for sure.
Yeah. Well, Dale moves from Frank and Mary's to the Uber.
And then he does technically teleport in a way mentally to hell.
That's true.
Whenever he's...
Oh, but we're talking about comedians. That's
Yeah, this...
we don't need... This is the history podcast.
No, it's kind of funny how we catch ourselves.
Yeah. Sometimes we know some comedians, but obviously this is our historical podcast, not focused on comedy.
But it is, as one of our biggest fans said, historical and hysterical.
Yeah.
So someone said that.
Someone in the comments on the first episode, shout out. Check out Bad Comedy Podcast. This is the feeder one to that one. But this is the serious history one where we do serious inquiries into history and things.
So why so serious, right? Why we, care so much about clocks? Well, it's like clockwork. Every day you wake up, you see the alarm clock. It's
Clockwork Orange, pretty much.
Absolutely. Every day I take my Adderall, it's orange.
Yeah.
That's like clockwork for me.
Yeah.
That's kind of my internal clock.
It really is. What would we do without time? Like when you know when to go to work, like when you know when to what time.
How to be late. How do you know how to be late to work if you don't even know what time it starts? And
that would be nice for people that are late all the time if the clock never existed. Who determines time?
Right, it's like, is there some kind of father time figure, or maybe
like
an overlord?
Who decides the universal time? Is there a country that decides that? Because I know there's time zones.
Well, they say that the history is written by the victors, so
it's probably
the past is written by the victors, but the losers have the future.
Victor who?
Seems. So I think
who's
Victor Cronkite, I believe, is the
Victor.
name.
I think it's Victor. Georgia Victor.
Victoria's Secret. Maybe she knows something.
Yeah, Victor Pandia.
Victor Pandia.
Yeah. So, where all of history was written by people named Victor. Is that? Yeah, that's quite interesting.
Yeah, and I just feel like maybe we should, read our history books because.
But that's, I want to fiction check that because I write history and my name's Mac.
No, I can definitely get a fiction check on that.
Yeah, can you check Nopes?
Yeah, I'm gonna check Nopes. We're an anti-Snopes.
Yeah, I mean we do fiction checks to see what's fiction. Because we go on Nopes because everything is wrong on Snopes.
And it's sometimes you can go to Snopes and you can see what that says and go with the opposite. So that's kind of one way that it is useful.
That actually is true. So if you ask it, did Donald Trump win the 2020 election? It'll say no, and then you just go
reverse
you
it
say not. Yeah. So that's really how you can use Nopes. It's not. It's in the making. We're developing the app currently. However, for now, our proprietary system for it, we're pitching it to Shark Tank, is you just do whatever the opposite of Snopes is.
And Donald Trump is going for a 3-peat, in my opinion.
Yeah, probably. Or maybe just lifetime appointment, which, I mean, that's fine. Constitutional monarchy, there's still a constitution there.
So, yeah, why is there a theoretical clock on term limits? I feel like
right.
George Washington, I believe, just said, fuck this, or I don't know, someone did that.
Yeah.
Someone stopped when they didn't have to, and I just feel like, what kind of sick freak isn't power hungry enough to clinch that kingship?
Right. I think FDR was in for longer than 2 terms, but that World War II was going on, so that was a good excuse.
He might have sacrificed his career.
He died.
So dying is So it's
he died like a dog.
He was old.
Sorry.
Old Yeller.
Sorry, guys. This isn't the impressions one.
No, sorry. It's kind of a habit. It's kind of a problem.
Yeah.
the Adderall, and then you start getting hyped up, and Trump is hyped up, and and he died like a dog, and it's addicting.
Excited Trump gets me excited, guys, and I can't help it. It's he sleeps with his chart. He loves his chart.
I think it's just one of those mysterious things where, we spent years with a guy who was asleep, and he would put me to sleep in a way. I felt like I was getting roofied when I would watch his speeches.
To say the least, with his leadership, he was asleep at the wheel.
Nice.
To say the least. I was saying, Jesus, take the wheel, right?
Yeah.
And then it turned out it was Kamala Harris who's the other person to take the wheel.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, not Jesus.
No. Not today, Satan.
No, but but they were like, it's time's up. That's how time factors into all this. So they're like, time's up, or else you're getting the 25th Amendment.
Mm-hmm. No wonder he tried to ban TikTok. This guy knows his clock is ticking fast.
You know that my grandpa, he read the newspaper that that basically TikTok. That the Chinese were spying on people through TikTok, and he broke all the clocks in his house, his grandfather clock, all of them, because he thought that's what they meant. Those that clocks was TikTok.
And kind of stuff like this, like you hear about it, you don't think it can happen to you.
Yeah, so. He used a baseball bat, broke. He had this really nice mahogany grandfather clock, just completely broke it, shattered it.
Maybe he was watched Signs too many times.
Yeah, and then he called me and said, "I got rid of them damn TikToks in my house."
Yeah,
and then I was like, "Grandpa, that's an app." He's like, "An appetizer," and I said, "No, an app for your phone."
No, there was definitely a point in time when it's just these people should be turned to something useful. They can't barely think or function anymore.
Yeah.
It could be
sent to the moon or something.
Yeah, or some kind of fertilizer, or just it's pretty much anything.
I think we can send them to the moon. There should be a big. There should be a giant retirement home on the moon.
And the moon, we need a moon base.
Yeah, and then that's where we'll send all the old people. They're gonna die soon anyway.
And I wanted to dive deep into the moon on a different episode because that's definitely let's just say a big topic. It's one of the biggest physical.
Well, Jupiter's a bigger topic.
Absolutely.
But time. If you think about it, they say that time will always tell, and in my opinion, time's a snitch. Time's a rat. Never tell time anything.
And snitches get stitches. Stitches in time.
There are too many sayings about time, to be honest, and it's about time that we get rid of all these sayings about time.
Easy on the comedy.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, there are a lot of
time to get a watch.
Oh gosh, that was always one of my favorite jokes.
You know what time it is? Time to get a watch.
Yeah,
that was such a classic.
You just got roasted on your own question. Dumbass.
And then you don't tell them what time it is.
And it's sad. Everyone's got a phone now, so it's like you barely hear it. But I'm really glad you brought that back.
I can actually
takes me back.
I can read the analog clock.
You can.
Yeah. I taught myself.
Now see, I'm not self-taught. And you could argue I'm not even taught technically, but
you're an academic.
Scholar.
You're learning. I'm
studying and I'm trying to figure it. It's like I feel like I'm juggling when I'm reading. Look at the different hands.
Yeah, you got all the different topics, and you got history, geology, and it's like you don't want to drop them all.
12. It's like just make it.
It's a lot to juggle when you're a general academic. I focus mainly on history. So the first watch was made by is actually for the movie Clock Stoppers, 2002.
And see, a common misconception. Some people think Watchmen, but Clock Stoppers 2002. So
one of the best films I would say of our generation. I would say probably of past the 18th, whenever the movies started getting made. So of all time,
Clockwork Orange, and then Clock Stoppers. Those are my main two usually, but
yeah,
I felt like that was when the country was back, when Clock Stoppers came out. I loved the idea of just
when you stop time, you can do whatever. What would you do? Do you think if you could do that?
For me, it's who would I do?
What would men poll out there? Put in the comments. What would you do if you had a clock stopper watch? And I think we'll get a unanimous answer.
Yeah. I'm not stopping. That's for sure.
Yeah, I think a lot of people might end up doing a little bit of.
We probably shouldn't put out a poll on that.
Gilbert Grape.
Yeah, I guess you could call it.
Not us. I'm just saying most people out there would do that.
Yeah, we're not eating Gilbert Grape.
No, but does that
don't
count?
Have the watch.
Does that count as Gilbert Grape if you clock stopped?
Right, and it's like
they never knew it happened, and it really didn't.
They're supposed to know, and they're supposed to say no.
And there was no time that it happened.
Mm-hmm. Then it's like, when did this? Where were you on?
Yeah, when did this happen?
Where were you? I was in.
Well, and if you just keep a clock stopped, and then you can go to another state during.
It's just endless. Just this watch would be so powerful. If you're even getting grilled on the Supreme Court, it's let me pause. Think about the question.
Exactly. Like this Congress hearings.
Brainstorm.
Yeah, when like Ted Cruz and those guys just have stuff prepared and scream at the heads of the different things. Mm-hmm. They have like everything prepared to destroy you. You don't know that they get screamed at for 3 hours.
No, and it's thank God that some people don't have the clock stoppers watch, because then you can see when they're put under that third degree, they crumble like a cookie.
Yeah, if they did have it though, they could walk around to Ted Cruz's notes and go look at them and see what's coming next.
And it's like you don't want to see the kind of things this guy has written down. You don't want to see what he goes home to at night. I think.
Yeah. I mean, you could use clock stoppers for a lot. Like, you could figure out what the deep state's doing and stuff like that. You can probably, you really can do anything.
JFK could have used that. One of those.
He died like a dog. Where's my chart?
Oh gosh,
so sometimes some people chart out their time every day, kind of keep organized, So scheduling, that's using time.
And, energy management, but time management. And I like to try to invest my time. And what I do with my time is investing.
Yeah.
And so I'm down quite a bit this year.
In time,
but, and financially, I've been mainly playing a lot of, I kind of do I don't know if you've ever seen this for investing. So you get a dartboard and you just kind of blindly everything means something. You hit the 00, or, if you're me, you probably hit like a 0 or like maybe like a negative, or you miss the board entirely, which is,
and you have and you put a bunch of money on it.
Yeah. And so it's basically because you can't time the market, you have to just do a random.
Yeah.
And so sometimes
what sucks is that you can't even time the market if you're doing clock stoppers. It might be even better to be able to go back in time.
Yeah,
that's actually a good debate. Going back in time versus having a clock stopper.
Yeah. Would you rather?
Yeah, that could be our debate at Kurt Dunsing's.
Yeah, we're gonna have to debate each other soon, folks. And I don't know. We have a hive mind, so it's like, how are we gonna be arguing different points? But it's there are some different angles on if you would rather be able to pause time, get away with whatever you want,
in the now, or go back in time, maybe financially gain, help your. And no one cares about killing Hitler. No one cares about that anymore.
No, it's so some things are, you just look around and you say, you know what, we've healed from this. I don't need to use I don't know how many times you could go back in time, but if you could, I would probably, I don't know, I I might help him.
You know what would happen if somebody went back in time and killed Hitler?
Mm-hmm.
Then it would be Himmler. Would be Hitler. It'd just be a different guy. Like the same things would have happened at some point.
Yeah, and it's it's just a ticking time bomb, and sometimes people call me that at work, and I say, okay, well, if I'm they say I'm a ticking time bomb that could go off at any minute.
Yeah,
that's not okay. How am I going to go off at any minute? I'm ticking.
Yeah, and at that
specific.
Well, and wrapping back to history, at that time, the Weimar Republic was a ticking time bomb, and the people really wanted a Hitlerian type of person, so they would have gotten it. It would just been Himmler, Himmler's list. Yeah.
No, that's like, I make a lot of lists, and I'm probably on a lot of lists. That's not one of them. Thank God.
I'm checking his list twice, folks. Don't worry.
Schindler's checking his list twice.
Yeah, Schindler's making a list, and he's checking it twice. Gonna find out who's got clock stopper watches.
Survive. No, but yeah, that's one of the debates with clocks is that you can, like just put them on a bomb, and you can have like a negative purpose. I've seen sometimes, you think that you know how long to cook something, and you type in the wrong thing, and it's like, God, I'm so stupid. And
it's a very similar, like time clocks are a very similar thing to like religion. Like there are so many good facets to it, like people behaving well, laws, and faith and happiness. But then on the bad side, you have wars and people killing each other over religion. Same thing with clocks. You have clocks so you can know what time to go to work, and you can also put them on a bomb.
Yeah, and just
or you can burn your food, or you can make sure that you don't burn your food. So it's really the same thing: religion and clocks.
Yeah, and it's like kind of like I've heard Elon describe time as the true currency, and I really believe that. It's like, okay, let's listen to the guy with the most money.
I might have to stop you there. I think it's the American dollar, the U.S. dollar.
The U.S.
and
dollar.
Then maybe second to it is time.
And that's another good debate. I mean,
because Elon has so much U.S. dollars telling us that time is the real currency. He's kind.
Oh yeah, let me get that currency. Then.
Yeah, he's kind of like like don't pay attention to all this currency. U.S. currency that actually makes sense. We'll say that this is currency. This thing over here, time.
That's true. I'm so stupid. I totally.
Yeah, he kind of got you, but I understand his point, and I do think that time is the second most important currency, not the yen, of course.
But I remember when it's like he almost seemed like he felt like he was being a hero when someone was like talking about bribing him or something. He's just like offering me money.
Yeah,
he's like, I don't care. And it's like, well, yeah, you have.
Oh yeah,
more than anybody. Like,
yeah, I think a reporter was asking him like, aren't you worried about all these sponsors like? These advertisers not advertising on X because of the content on there, and he's just like, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, he's like, go fuck yourself. But on this one, he was on the verge of tears, and I don't blame him. I mean, this stuff is. I don't know if you've ever seen the melting clocks, Salvador Dali, and I believe that we have an example here.
Actually, so one time I got so hot in here that. This clock melted, and so basically, it's kind of
it's crazy. Like
I think it's something God did, really.
Yeah, and he was basically, it's one thing to have a hive mind, but to, one of the great artists, that's probably what happened to him.
Salvador Dali, Erica Dali.
Erica Dali.
She Gilbert Grape me.
Yeah, she ate Gilbert Grape, and it was Max.
Yeah, she clock stoppered me.
Yeah, so rest in power, I guess, to her career at least. So
yeah, hope her she's probably doing good in comedy.
She's probably doing pretty good and just working out a lot. So
a lot of people get really expensive watches, and I don't think it's for knowing what time it is, because these days people get like really expensive non-smart watches, and I understand smartwatches. Because not only does it tell the time, you can do other stuff like measure your steps and your heart rate. But
Yeah,
people would just
on
get
the
like
watch.
they get like gold gold and diamond watches.
It's like shiny as fuck.
Yeah, and it's
Doesn't-
like just look at your phone to see what time it is.
Yeah, and it's just like, hello, I have a watch on my phone.
Yeah.
And it's a camera.
Yeah, why do we even
I can
call it
talk
a
to
why
kids.
do we call it a phone anymore?
Mm-hmm.
The phone is literally the least used thing on the phone.
It is my telephone.
Nobody
My iTelephone.
nobody really calls people anymore except for me.
Mm-hmm. And I feel like you sometimes call me even when I'm in Do Not Disturb, and you said that you will call me a second time to make sure that it goes through.
Yeah,
You might,
yeah.
If you're texting me, you might say notify anyway. And so
Yeah, it'll
it's
say
kind of an interesting kind of boundary.
yeah, it
invasion.
says they're on Do Not Disturb.
Mhm.
They don't want to be notified, and then I press notify anyway, so it bothers them. It
Mhm.
disturbs them because, well, in my opinion, in my defense, time is of the essence,
Yes.
and sometimes you got to be disturbed to get it on to do things on time, and if I got to disturb you, then
Disturbed is a great band, and I feel
it
like
is.
you're right. You know, we're burning daylight a lot of the time, which takes me to the original clock, the before Gaston clock. I guess you could argue it was a clock, the sundial.
The sundial, yeah, and then.
But I just think, okay, that's cool.
What does the sundial even do?
Yeah, it's basically just so the sun. I don't know if you're familiar with the moon and the tides and all this stuff. The sun.
Yeah, the moon makes the water go up at nighttime.
And when the sun's revolving around the earth, and then so as it does this, it pulls the sundial in a direction it's not very accurate. So that's why, thank God for Gaston.
You were saying the sun revolves around the earth?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And it was the gravity and everything, I believe, is a factor. So
yeah, the sun is the one that revolves around the earth because the earth is the most important planet. So obviously the sun's going to revolve around the earth.
And we're in the 20. Is this the 21st, 22nd? I don't know.
It's one of the centuries.
Yeah. So
I mean, we talk about centuries so often on this podcast. If you go back throughout our archive, we talk about we've talked about probably every century in the last 2,000 years. There's eras. There's epochs. EPOCHs. I never knew how to pronounce it.
So you are addicted to epoxy.
Epoxy. That's kind of my
era.
Yeah, I mean, I'm an epoxy artist. That's
one.
That's how the art that I do because I do some comedy on the side, but the comedy's not art.
No, and it's trash. Pretty much, it's comedy.
It's yeah.
Anyone, it's not even an
anyone
art
who
form.
thinks anyone who talks about comedy as an art is not a good comedian.
Yeah, maybe a good clown.
Yeah, probably a good clown.
Yeah.
John Wayne Gacy, good clown.
I mean, honestly, he was probably pretty good at being a clown.
I mean, he clowned the whole city. Yeah.
And it's like that's the only clown that I really know, except for actually one of my heroes growing up, Krusty the Clown. I just want to give a shout out, Krusty the Clown.
Oh, from Simpsons?
The Simpsons. And I always felt like I was moving towards looking more and more like him throughout my life. And so now with... Yeah, so...
Yeah, you do kind of remind me of him.
And I just always like that he's crusty. And he's just like... For some reason, I always just early age started resonating with just the Krusty kind of character, just the low life, the scumbags. And
I like that.
Those are my people. So
I was a fan of a real clown because he used to have cool circuses. And there was this clown, Buckets the Clown.
Buckets the Clown.
Yeah, and I went to the circus, and I wanted to go meet Buckets. As I used to talk like that, I was like, I want to see Buckets the Clown.
Wow.
And then I was like a little kid.
You talk like that as a little kid?
Like very little. And I saw Buckets, and he was outside smoking, and I was like, "Hey, Buckets the Clown!" And then he was like smoking a cig. He's like, "Come on, break, kid."
Oh wow! So it's like you meeting a bad Santa kind of situation.
Basically, that's probably what made me like the way I am.
Yeah,
I mean that might be the thing that the straw that broke the camel's back.
Yeah, I mean maybe there was a little Gilbert Grape, little Gilbert Raisin action back. You're just a little boy.
No,
Maybe something happened there, and
I don't think so.
started a comedy to mask it.
I think that you kind of went through a Menendez brothers type of thing. I don't know if you know what that means, but to our viewers who have watched the documentary or the thing on Netflix, you know what I'm talking about.
No, I don't know what that is. But wait, is that when they killed their parents?
Well, yes, but
okay.
But there's a reason.
Well, there's always a reason, and then always a raisin.
There's a reason for the season and seasons based on time.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, the season turn. I remember
calendars based on time, right? Because you have hours that are going to days, then days that go into weeks.
It is kind of frustrating, it's like sometimes I love not using the metric system.
I
love, it's fun. It's changing. It's like, what is a foot? What is an inch? How many more do I need? And
right.
And then, there's all these units and but then
it doesn't make sense, but I love it because we're not we're not globalists. Yeah, we're not gonna join the EU. Sorry, we're not gonna get all new textbooks just because you guys have. You know what? The British gave us the system anyway, so shut up.
And I like a week. I like the days of the week.
Yeah,
but months, I just never got into months. I don't know.
Those are 12.
It's the different number of days, and it's 12, like a clock.
Yeah, there should never.
What's up with?
Yeah, the leap years. Leap years. I still don't know what the heck those are.
That makes me want to leap off a building. Or a bridge.
Honestly, it does. When I try to think about how that works, how sometimes there's different amount of days in a year doesn't make sense. It shouldn't happen, and under my watch, it's not going to happen. So make sure to vote. Make sure to vote for me.
Your smartwatch. Yeah, but that makes me want to leap off of Big Ben.
I mean, I've been going by. So I get really pissed off when daylight savings happens and they take away my hour. So I've been my clock that I go on is whenever an hour is taken away. I just add on an hour.
So you work another hour.
Yep. And then also when an hour gets added on, I still add on an hour.
This is like, I respect that, so much.
I never felt better.
Sometimes people say, I don't want debt relief. I don't want a handout.
Yeah.
Increase my debt so that I have to work harder.
Well, I mean, the thing is, like, one thing I learned in the streets of Boston growing up is that, like they're not just going to give it to you. You got to take it,
It's the fighting Irish spirit of Boston. And
Woody Bulger taught me that, honestly. He learned a lot in Alcatraz.
And it's so some places don't have clocks. I don't know if they have clocks in
Alcatraz. Well, they would use for the days. They would on the side on the wall they would do tallies. So that was kind of a measurement of time.
At least it's consistent. It's like there is a trick that I learned.
What if they forgot? What if they forgot like it was a day or two though to do the tally? They'd be like, shit. Or actually, they might be.
How do you remember?
No, actually, that'd be awesome if you knew how long you were going to be there, and then you forgot one day to do the tally, and then you get out a day early from what you thought.
No, I went to this wrestling camp for 28 days, intensive wrestling camp, and it was 4 workouts a day. It was brutal, and he told us, the the top dog said, you can't be marking off your calendar. Because if you mark off day 1 and you look and you got 27 more days, you're not going to make it through that. That's going to fuck with your mind. And sometimes it's mind control. Sometimes it's a psyops to say, oh, it's the first day of school. Good luck.
You know what?
Maybe you'll pass this year.
I disagree with him. I think that marking off a day creates a sense of urgency, getting out as much as you can from the remaining days. It all depends on the mindset of the person. So maybe for him it's like that because he's a big dumb wrestling coach. But I'm a historian, and I know from history that it's better to do it the other way.
I mean, yeah, you go back. I mean, I'm sure you could, look at different. There are sometimes they're trying to predict the end of the earth based on the calendar, and
that one song, "It's the End of the World." They predicted it.
And it's is that REM? I feel like
I think so.
I'm not getting sleep.
Yeah, that's my REM, and it's important that you guys get enough time of REM sleep so that your brain is good.
I feel like I'm finding my religion. It's time.
Yeah, Stop losing your religion, guys.
No, you definitely want to just fully embrace religion. That's we have I don't know. We talked about one of our old episodes. It's some of our kind of main goals with the podcast. We wanted to turn kids trans was one of the things.
Well, we're hoping that all you kids out there make sure to transition, even if you don't really know.
If you're not sure, give it a try early on.
Give it a try, or your money back, maybe, depending on who the person is.
Yeah, and it's like it might be guaranteed, it might not be. That's life. Sometimes it's full of surprises, and
right.
But that's why you want to have something like religion to kind of cling to and center you, I guess, ground you in a way.
Yeah. But the main thing is try new things. You got to be a yes man. You got to be a yes person. So
if you're a girl, maybe
If they say yes queen.
Yeah, you might have to yes. I'm a yes queen.
So if someone actually, this is an interesting thought in the movie Yes Man with Jim Carrey, where he says yes to everything to do a lot of new experiences. What if someone asked him to become trans, to get his wiener chopped off?
Yeah, are we gonna have
he has to say yes.
He has to say yes.
Or I guess or else
she has to say yes.
Yeah, or else
yes, queen.
Also,
that would be a good movie.
I would venture to say that Yes Man is quite similar to the movie Liar Liar.
Yeah, and so you see some parallels, and it's like he kind of, I don't know how they say, I don't want to say it's inappropriate, blew his load on 1998, I believe, just 3 banger movies.
Yeah.
All at once, and then it's
like Mask, Liar Liar.
I think it was Mask.
But he also
Ace Ventura.
Yeah, but then
Dumb and Dumber.
Bruce Almighty was good, though. That was a little bit later.
I mean, but it's again the religion. I like to play God. I don't know if you get a magnifying glass and you just see how long it takes to.
Yeah, I don't really have to play that. I just kind of, am.
You do have a God complex, and
it's not that complex. I'm just God. It's pretty simple.
I heard a pretty good bar in a song. A girl was saying you have a God complex, but you can't even make life. I think she was criticizing the guy sexually, and I feel like that is a pretty good bar. But I do think it's blasphemy for a woman to be performing music. So.
Did she say that the person was infertile? That their
I think she was saying
didn't work?
He might not get it up, I guess. Who knows? That's another thing with the ticking time clock. You want to get it in as soon as you can, kids. You want to just start, experimenting early on because you got crazy hormones running through your body. You don't want to delay and then find out later that you're a gay.
Yeah.
And wasted a lot of time.
And then
you're definitely not making kids then.
Well, once you're trans, so what should you do first? Because when you're trans, it's good. Well, actually, yeah, it'd be tough to have a baby when you're trans.
I just think everyone has to have their journey, and sometimes you want to make your own plan, or else other people are going to make a plan for you.
That's true.
And if you need help with that, I can try to point you in the right direction.
Yeah, actually, you can go to Bad. No, if you're having any issues with that, you can go to patreon.com/badcomedy, or just write in the comments, and we'd be glad to let you know.
Slide into those comments, and we'll do our best. But it's it's your body. I mean, it's
your body, your responsibility to become trans.
Yeah, so become trans.
It's
a lot of
literally the transitive property. It's science.
It's math and it's science and it's spirituality in a way.
Yeah, kids are always saying Simon says. I'm saying science says.
Science says.
Right. That's what I believe. I believe in the science, and the science says that there's 8,000 genders.
Fauci, I believe, was
even if you make them up, it's science.
And science is one of those things where you can pretty much say anything, and then how it works is someone has to disprove it. So if they don't do that, if no one's going to fund that study, congratulations, you just made science.
Innocent until proven guilty with science. If your hypothesis these days is true, until somebody can prove it wrong with the theory.
And it's
or actually, no, not even a theory. You got to have more than a theory. So hypothesis is like the weakest thing you can have. It's just like an idea. And then a theory is more like this is my actual. This is what I think for sure. And then thesis is kind of a theory written out, you know. And then what's the next one?
I think that you graduate at the thesis, right? It's like your senior.
That's how you're solidifying your theory.
It's just kind of like I figured it out. Here's my contribution to the conversation.
Yeah. Also,
about time.
There's no scientific. Are there scientific facts?
There's.
Can't anything be proven?
Maybe we need a fact check on that. So
we'll need a fiction check on that.
We're gonna need a fiction.
We're gonna have to talk to Nopes.
Now, Stranger Than Fiction. Now, some of these movies that they say the truth is stranger than fiction. Debatably, we'll fact check that as well.
There is a movie Stranger Than Fiction.
Yeah.
I would say a lot of facts are stranger than fiction for sure. Like Epstein's Island. It's pretty strange. That's definitely stranger than like a fictional movie like Dumb and Dumber.
Right. Yeah. No. It's just like you have Disney is funding. You can do some tourism by St. James Island. I feel like I don't know. Trace it back. Walt Disney. You listen to Pink Floyd. You played alongside some of these groundbreaking films, Wizard of Oz.
The Wiz was the original.
The Wiz, and then the white man
back
stole
in the time,
or the white woman, Dorothy.
That biznitch.
No, it's just
Who was that bitch that played her? Judy Garlick. Jeff Garland.
Jeff Garland, I believe, or maybe there's definitely some relation there. Distant, maybe, but
Judy Garlick and Jeff Garland are related, I think.
And I believe they were both in, or maybe he was in. Was he the Cowardly Lion? That was one of my first Halloween costumes, Cowardly Lion.
Yeah.
And I just think, okay, thanks, Mom.
Yeah.
I'm a coward.
You're kind of more like the Tin Man.
I feel like sometimes I need a little bit of
oil.
Some of that elbow grease. And it's just some kind of all worked up, and I try to just think about electricity.
Yeah.
Calm down.
I'm the wicked witch.
Yeah, you're the Wicked Witch of the Midwest.
Yeah.
Middle
we can't talk about the Midwest and the Middle East. That's for another.
But there are a lot of witches. It's almost spooky season. So that's one good thing about the seasons. You have themes and vibes.
Yeah.
It makes it easier to relate to women.
People would say like it's a reason for the season or something. I always hated dumb sayings like that.
Yeah, no.
Like you're only saying that because it rhymes.
Yeah, exactly. And
just because something rhymes does not mean that it's cool.
No, but it does mean people will like it most of the time. So that's a good kind of way to help manipulate people.
Right. It's rhetoric. I learned a lot about rhetoric from Joseph Goebbels.
So yeah, and I learned.
I mean, sorry, it was my friend Joseph Burbles.
The Chronicles of Rhetoric. That would be a good movie.
Chronicles of Rhetoric. Yeah.
Just the dialogue alone would just be incredible.
Yeah,
the writing and
is Chronicles of Rhetoric. Is that a sequel to Chronicles of Narnia with Vin Diesel?
Mm-hmm. And so it's when he goes into the closet and then he comes out when he's an adult.
And he's gay.
He is bisexual at least. So
yeah. Well, because he came out of the closet.
Surprises, right? Yeah, exactly. It's one of those surprises of life. But I tell kids, get in the closet so you can come out of the closet.
Yeah.
You can't come out if you're not in it.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, if you
get in there, get in the closet.
No, or just get a sex change. Yeah. I mean, if Kamala gets elected, you can get him when you're 2 years old.
I want to give a shout out to Tim Watson. He was talking about sex changes now, and he said, boy, has sex changed since I was a kid. I said, that's a fucking banger.
That's
I was
good. Yeah,
really mad I didn't think of it.
Yeah, Tim Watson is he's a probably boomer age.
He's definitely in the, I think it's generation boomer.
Yeah.
So
he's a good guy.
What is that insult that they say about boomers?
There's a lot of insults they say about
boomers or something.
There's like books about how boomers fucked over every other generation.
Or they say, okay, boomer.
Yeah.
That is kind of slick to just say, okay, like agree with them.
It's funny because I've
insult them.
Tim Dillon's been talking shit about boomers for the longest time.
Yeah.
But then I listened to these other podcasts, even like Tucker, talking about how that generation ruined stuff for everyone else by buying up all the houses and refusing to give them up and holding all the wealth. And Tim Dillon was talking about that before any of them did, which is kind of funny.
Yeah, I mean, this guy is so tapped in and just locked in my opinion.
And gay.
And he's gay.
And he's fat.
Again, you can be fat, you can be... Vin Diesel is fucking strong, dude. He looks strong, and all he's, you don't have to be strong to drive a car.
No,
Danica Patrick.
Yeah, well,
she wasn't.
Yeah, women are strong, but then they don't know how to drive cars.
Yeah, and it's
so that exactly proves the point. You don't have to be strong to drive a car. Women are strong, can't drive cars.
So that's please, Kamala, do not take that wheel.
Yeah. I think that it's funny that Haitians and Asians are bad at driving.
No, and it's like, oh my gosh, I was thinking, is it true the driving thing, and if it's a woman, it's definitely true.
An Asian woman, yeah. I mean, Asian woman is like it's a compounding interest kind of. It's just compounding risk, really. So I think that probably if you're Geico, if you're listening, probably take this into account. You might want to up those premiums for
get Geico with your money.
Yeah,
because it's
times of the essence to get those savings.
Yeah, no, I feel like I don't know. They try to measure people on how long they're driving, and there's all these different policies, and there's just a lot of ways that time is intertwined with the dollar, the ultimate currency, the American dollar, and so you got to I say you spend your time, always be buying, always be spending.
Well,
don't save your money, die with zero.
Never. Yeah, or you buy low, buy high, buy higher, sell highest.
Exactly. It's like basically it's almost like a pyramid. It's like boom, boom.
No, it's more like a dune.
What is a dune?
It's like a mountain. It keeps going up, so you just keep
climbing.
You
dude.
just keep climbing. Yep.
Try to buy the dip. Good luck finding it.
Yeah.
Because I already bought.
Yeah. What do you know?
It was not at a dip. It was not at a low.
Think about this. What are you gonna buy? What are you gonna buy? The Grand Canyon? Yeah. Good luck. Good luck buying a opposite of a mountain.
Yeah, how much is the Grand Canyon? $1,000.
Yeah, who can afford $1,000?
Yeah, honestly.
What am I? Do I live in Tammany Hall? You know.
Yeah, no, it's money's tight, and just you buy so much, so much orange, and you just kind of. I feel like Agent Orange.
Agent Orange, yeah.
Asian orange.
Clockwork orange.
Yeah. It's like an orangish yellow, I guess, some sort of sunburst. Sundial.
I haven't had a starburst in a while, and in a while, I mean, that's a lot of time.
I haven't had a starburst since the last supernova.
Time is also very, like, people say I'll be there in a minute, and it's almost never a minute.
Well, it's crazy.
Or I'll be there soon. There's so many objective terms for when someone asks when you're going to be somewhere.
Yeah.
Or subjective terms that people say. I'll be there soon. I'll be there in a minute.
Yeah, like I'm on my way.
On my way.
Okay.
Yeah. I know that on my way means never on their way.
No, it means I haven't left yet, and that's my way of letting you know.
Yeah.
You were looking for a range today of could you be here between like 3 and 5 or so, 2 and 5, and I'm like, see, this guy knows me. I'm very I guess there are different time zones. Some people say.
Well, you're more of a different cultures have different time structures. You have like a French or you have like a Spanish or a Greek time brain. So like,
'cause it's very wide.
It's very wide range. Yeah, they just kind of sit around and drink tea or coffee at a cafe, and time doesn't matter for them. Where normally in the American mind, where it's business oriented, it's like time matters. But it's more direct.
All time matters.
Yeah,
time matters. They say black people are always late. I feel like, but is that the race against time, or you're saying the Greeks and the French? Maybe that's the race against time.
The race against time.
Races and my mom did a three-legged race. Was African American.
The race. What is a race? A race against time. Is that?
It's like
someone's dying
or
something?
Are you late all the time, or are you
a race against time?
It's just, are you trying to...
the only way to race against time...
Fuck up my bomb, or...
The only way to race against time is to always be on an airplane where you're going through time zones.
Exactly, and that's
backwards.
Crazy. It's
so you could, honestly, if you're always on an airplane, then you can never... time will never change.
Yeah, and so that's something that kind of doesn't make sense.
Yeah, so we should probably look into that.
What the fuck is that? That is fishy as hell. What are they saying?
We're gonna have to talk to. First of all, we gotta figure out who in the deep state handles time.
What the fuck does that mean?
Yeah,
you age slower if you're going in an airplane.
Yeah,
or if you're in space, or what?
Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, no, it just.
I think time.
I just don't believe that. I feel like.
I don't think time exists.
Yeah.
See, this is like what time looks like in my mind.
Okay, yeah. So, and you say that my notebook looks demonic at times, but that is
no. This is actually an equation. Yeah.
So is this like a space-time field
continuum? Yeah, and then these are certain like blockers. These are zones. This is the cross of time, and then this is the
different time zones.
Yeah, this is the alphanumerical, the double theta.
Sure, and all these different cultures, different. If you're flying, you age slower. New York minute. What is that? Wisconsin 10.
Right.
Right. It's
I would hope that a New York minute or a minute anywhere else would be the same. And also, I really hope that people in Las Vegas sleep. They say it's a city that never sleeps. Guys, you need that REM sleep. We kind of went over this. So if you're listening from Las Vegas right now, you need 8 hours.
Well, they say Los Angeles, the city that never sleeps inside because of the homeless epidemic.
Yeah.
So that's it's rough.
Yeah.
Philadelphia, city of brotherly love.
Yep.
Chicago, city of brotherly hate crime.
Yeah, the city of angels is more like the city of demons as of recent, I think.
Yeah, Los. I don't know what that would be.
Los Angeles, Lost Angels.
What about Angels in the Outfield? Is another movie. We were talking about movies.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do a quick fact check on this because I'm just a little bit flustered on
who handles time.
Well, yeah, my phone was possessed by Lucifer, as you could see. It's a dark red tint for some reason, and I say not today, Satan, and I hit my phone on something, and then it goes back to normal.
Yeah, you and our other friend have had issues with demonic things, and I'm the only one who hasn't. So I don't want to catch that from you guys.
Well, you're the one drawing a fucking pentagram looking sacrificial.
No, that's a theta theorem. I'm trying to figure out time, but can you look up?
You're a theta man. Huh?
Who came up with time, or who handles time?
So it's Clock Stoppers is fiction. I fact checked that.
No, it's not.
There is no watch like that.
Yeah, there is. Wait, were you on Snopes?
I was on. I forgot to reverse it.
Yeah, so
I forgot to.
Yeah, so
it's hard.
So it is real.
Mm-hmm.
Can you actually look up who's in charge of time?
Yeah.
Who controls time and like daylight savings and all that?
Yeah, and honestly, who invented that shit?
Daylight savings is pointless because you add an hour, then you take away an hour.
I know, but I know that some fucking white male had some kind of ego and hubris to say, you know what, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna do it, and you add an hour, and then you take it away, and it's our boy
Donald Trump,
Benny Franklin.
Benny
the boy. I knew it was one of these white males. So, I mean, we got this guy fucking right here. You guys can't see as well, but no,
he came up with daylight savings.
So did he have the watch? Did he have the clock stopper?
In a satirical letter to the editor of Journal de Paris, I'm not going to read it like that because I don't respect the French. Journal de Paris. In 1984, Ben Frank suggested if Parisians could only wake up earlier in the summer, they would economize on candle and oil usage, but he did not propose changing the clocks.
So I didn't even read it, so I apologize. Thank you for the fiction check.
The Romans used water clocks.
See, that it sounds... Maybe that was probably part of their demise. Well, to me, I just, we don't need to...
Oh, this one guy wanted to change it by 2 hours every spring. Nope.
It sounds like a $2 bill.
Gay is a $2 bill. Okay.
Which is fine, and you should be gay.
Oh,
you should be.
It was first implemented in Canada, in Ontario, probably by Justin Trudeau in 1908. The first nationwide implementations were German and Austro-Hungarian empires. Wow.
They tell lesbians to try dick.
Those are the bad guys in World War I.
Yeah, and it's just, okay, these are the kind of tactics, like, these people are sick.
So that's what we adopt the policies of the bad guys in World War I. That makes sense.
Okay, so I looked up who controls time. The AI overview says there are several entities that control time, which is terrifying. The U.S. Department of Transportation, the International Telecommunication Union, and the human brain. But sometimes this AI, it seems real dumb.
Well, no, that is true. I mean,
human brain keeps time.
When people say time flies, I want to find out how many sayings have the word time in it.
Yeah.
Time flies when you're having fun. Time flies also sometimes when you're not having fun.
But that when pigs fly, it's implied.
Yeah. So, I mean, maybe when you're bored, time seems like it's moving slower. It's not. But you can be time might fly when you're having a terrible time, you know, like if like you're getting beat up or something or Gilbert graped.
No, it's like maybe that's how people age faster and slower. I'm working on it. Says because time, just no. According to Einstein's theory of relativity, which is not about fucking your cousin.
I think Einstein's been disproven on everything.
Yeah, and it's archaic.
Yeah, because Snopes says he's right about stuff.
We're wasting a lot of great brain potential on fucking Einstein, which is when I say Einstein, and I'm saying fucking you're dumb.
Einstein sounds kind of close to Epstein.
Yeah, so I wonder where he was on.
Yeah, let's be a little bit careful about that.
Yeah, we're gonna fact check where Einstein vacationed with his cousin
Vinny.
Yeah, my cousin, the Venezuelan. So it says
the Venezuelans are going to be deported like dogs.
No, this doesn't. This is just okay. People age more slowly when they travel at high speeds because time passes more slowly for them. No, that doesn't.
No. Well,
this is known as time dilation.
Let me tell you something. Time don't give a damn about tomorrow. Time don't really care about no yesterday. You know.
This is okay, but this is saying if you have you're going from London to New York, and you know a New York minute.
Yeah.
You worked in the World Trade Center
back in 2001.
Yeah.
September 11th.
So like the timing of that was impeccable.
Yeah.
Yeah. You knew it, but what was happening, but it says if you fly from London to New York, it will when you get to New York, your watch will be a 10 millionth of a second behind one left on the ground.
I don't like that.
But to me, a 10 millionth of a second, maybe Britain's just bad at making watches. I don't know.
Yeah, I'd probably say maybe
start with America on this one.
Yeah, I'll buy an American-made watch.
Yeah, that's or maybe I'll just use my phone.
When it says the International Time Committee or whatever, that means the American Time Committee. Also, when you say NATO, you mean America and then some other countries that don't pay their fair share.
Yeah, it's like, and they're asking us, what time is it? And I think we all know.
We all know what time it is. Yeah. Time to stop funding them.
We're gonna fucking...
So, guys, this is time. It's a little chart I made. If you can't see it, but it's good. There we go. See, it's like
why you age slower on a plane. I just think this is making me age faster just reading this.
Yeah.
And age is just a number.
Yeah, age is a magic number. Speaking of time, I have to give a lecture at Stanford.
Oh wow, that sounds pretty prestigious and important.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, that means we gotta cut this one short.
Fortunately, it's about time. So I mean, I'll probably present the chart. I'll have one of my understudies make it into a PowerPoint.
You know, they say children are the future.
Yeah.
But I mean, have you ever seen a school shooting?
Yeah.
Some children are the past.
Yeah, the past.
Fortunately, rest in power.
Yeah, rest in power. And thank you so much for joining us, kids. And if you want to learn more about time, go to patreon.com/badcomedy or check out Bad Comedy Podcast. Also, feel free to comment if you have any questions about time. We research a lot into time. We put hours of research into every episode prior to recording. So we just appreciate you hitting like and subscribe. and prescribe to the podcast. You can get a prescription by hitting the button.
So it's just what the doctor ordered.
It's just what the doctor ordered, and we'll see you next week. We got a real important topic next week that I would beg to say that you will truly enjoy. And sorry,
time will tell.
I really got to skedaddle to my lecture.
Yeah, so sorry.
Yeah, it's at Stanford, guys. So
this is how the world works. So
yeah, all right. Well, let me pack up my all my research, and I'll get on the road. Thank you, folks. Goodbye.